This final module on international investing is a relatively small module. We won't go into a large degree of detail on proving the risk and return of international investments, but we've included this section because international investing it makes up a significant portion of investing these days. We have access to the global markets, and there are some definite benefits to investing internationally, which we'll talk about in the coming 2 slides, as well as some additional risk with regard to international investing. So what follows is a very general discussion of the benefits and risks of international investing. The main benefit of investing internationally is that you have further diversification. If I only invest in my home country, Canada, then when Canada goes through economic difficulty, all of my portfolio is affected by that economic difficulty. Now, while Canada may be in a recessionary period at some point, other countries may not be going through a recession at that point, or they may not go through a recession to the same degree that our home country does. So if we diversify our investments geographically by investing in other countries, then we can further diversify that risk that we have. So again, it's that whole idea of not having all of your eggs in one basket, which is the whole concept of diversification. And in this case, we're just diversifying by investing in other countries. The historical record has shown that other emerging markets, while they may be more risky certainly, have provided some superior returns. So investing in those other markets does allow us to get in to investing in some newer technologies for those markets and newer businesses for those markets in order that we could gain some superior returns if we're in on the ground floor per se. That's not to say, however, that international investing is without risk. There are 2 main types of risk that impact any investment internationally. The first is that of exchange rate risk, which refers to the fact that any investment that we make outside of our home country that is paid in another type of currency. So, for instance, we invest in a company in France who's valued in French francs. Whenever that stock is sold, or whenever the stock pays dividends, the money we receive has to be converted to Canadian dollars in order for us as Canadians to be able to use it. So anytime the French franc changes in value with relation to the Canadian dollar, it affects our investment. So anytime we're dealing with an international investment, we have to deal with what is its value in Canadian dollars. And the fact that that changes when the exchange rate changes, that's our exchange rate risk. Another type of risk that is inherent in any international investment is risk that is attributed to the country itself, so country-specific risk. We could be talking about political instability here. If we're dealing with investments in countries where the political system is not very stable and there may be upheaval, then that will impact the value of our investments, because people will not want to invest in countries where there is any instability, and that reduces the value of investments in those countries. In addition to that, if we're dealing with war-torn countries, war in a country will impact the value of the investments, because again, it's an instability, and money doesn't like instability. Money is mobile.